Hey guys, we're going to talk about plugs today. This is the last part of the design in your cutting board. The plugs are the little decorative holes here that you're going to make in yours. Some of you have one, some of you have five. So it really doesn't matter as long as you at least have one. The whole purpose of the plug is basically just for decoration on these cutting boards. Same with the dado on here, but the dado is something that we could use later on in cabinetry. So that's a big reason why I have you guys do dados with cutting boards. The plugs are really just for decoration on here. So the first part of making a plug is using this little plug cutter right here, and you basically make holes in a piece of wood. If you're lucky enough to find a piece that's a skinny, you can plug cut all the way through it. If you find a piece, which most of you are going to have to find a piece that's thicker, you only want to cut halfway through. You can see here these plugs don't go all the way through. The reason for that is these aren't the best quality plug cutters, and they really burn it up if you're cutting that much wood. What we do then is, you can see these resaw marks here on the from the bandsaw, and so then we'll just go back to the bandsaw or the table saw, flip it up on edge like this and send it through the table saw, and then they'll just kind of ploop right out. The second part of making the plug is you will have to put the hole in your cutting board just with a regular drill bit. So the way you figure out if they match up is you take the one end and just kind of slip it in there. If there's a lot of wiggle room, that means that you need to go with a larger size drill bit. If it doesn't fit at all, you need to go with a smaller one. Okay, so obviously this one will not fit, so it's too big. If I grab a smaller one here, we've got way too much wiggle room. Okay, so I want you to drill into a scrap piece of wood first and test your plug out in there. If it seems like you're going to have to pound your plug in to the hole that you made, your hole is too small and you should go up a size drill bit. If there's a lot of play between your plug and the hole that you drilled, you should go down a drill bit size. Two more quick items. So I have a whole bunch of different sizes plugs. You'll just have to decide which size you want. A little good piece of information: the super small ones don't work the best. They kind of just shred your plug to pieces when it's coming out of the wood. And because these are a little bit cheaper plug cutters, you're going to want to use either cedar or pine. I don't think I have a piece of pine back here, but pine is the very light softwood, and the reason we're using softwood again is because they are cheaper and I don't want you to burn them all up. So no hardwood with the plugs, but you can choose either cedar or pine, whichever look you like best. Alright, so you can see I've got this set up here with the plug cutter in there. I've got my piece of cedar ready to drill into. Again, because these are a little lesser quality, I don't want to come down and come back up and let it breathe to try and prevent some of that smoking. So as you can kind of see, it gets stuck up in there, and that's totally fine. That's what we want. So I actually drilled this hole first, tried my plug in there, thought it was a little too loose. So then I tried this one, which was a 32nd of an inch smaller. I feel like this one is maybe just a little bit too tight though. So I'm actually gonna go with the one that I thought was a little too big, and then we will just, the next step then is just getting some glue in there in the bottom, up on the sides, putting this guy in, and then you can use one of those little blue and yellow quick grip clamps to clamp it on there. Alright, so this was my fake board, so I didn't put glue in it yet, but this is what I'm talking about. when I say the blue and yellow quick grip clamps. So after you drill into your actual piece of wood and you get your plug in there, you'll put glue in there and put the clamp on and you're done.